Hi, sweet friends, and welcome to my weekly vlog. So this weekly vlog actually began on July the 6th and ran through today, which is actually Wednesday the 17th. And then y'all will see this video on Saturday, but it's already getting so long that I feel like I should end this video and then start next week's vlog. This video is all about hurricane prep, me getting ready for the hurricane, the aftermath of like all the damage, and then us starting to recover from the hurricane. I wrote down, I have a sheet of things that I wanted to talk about because I knew I would lose like the points that I wanted to talk about. I filmed what I could. Some of the things I tried to film and I can just hear my voice cracking like I'm fixing to start crying. So I took those videos out. Some of them, like, I just cut the video. Like, I started to talk and my voice was cracking, and so I just put the camera up. I just couldn't film everything as much as I wanted to anyway. I think, you know, when you go through an event like that, just so many emotions come to the surface, and you're just so, I felt so overwhelmed. I felt like how are we gonna get through this? When I walked outside, you'll see in the video the first time that I got to actually go outside and just to see all the damage that had happened. It was just so overwhelming. And you know, where do you start, and how is this all gonna work out? Anyway, so let's get started on the video. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, I'll meet you right back here after the video for some chit chat. I was in my house, I could hear all this banging and loud noise. What in the world? I remember they're having the 4th of July fireworks in the town over. Wow. They've been going off for a while too. And the rain has started. Guys, I just got my mowing clothes on to come mow the grass before the hurricane comes, or tropical storm, or whatever it is this morning. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I literally just put my clothes on to mow, pulled my hair back, and now it is raining. So I guess I won't be mowing the grass after all. In the previous clip, it literally just started raining, but we got a break in the rain, so I'm gonna hurry up and try to get this front yard cut. If I don't cut it now before this hurricane, it could be days, a week, it could be a long time depending on how much rain we get, because my yard will tend to flood. So this is a must. Backyard all mowed. It's looking good. I just shared with y'all the backyard's cut, the front yard is also cut. Glad to get those two chores behind me. Now I need to turn my attention to the porch. Let's go ahead and get the porch hurricane ready. Steps in the process to get the flag down, get the macrame hanging plants down, and get my wind chime down. The macrame down, the bolt that holds the flag in place is rusted. So I'm gonna go get the channel locks to get that down, but I definitely want to take my flag down. Here's my wind chime. A Corinthian bell. It was given to me after my mother passed away. And then this pot though got to come down. That's getting moved has been moved. Here's what everything looks like. I put all my little tchotchkes in a laundry basket. I'll take those in with me. And here's everything else. I moved all my shelves over here. Put my plants on. Just put them close to the house so they can't get blown around. The garage is all prepped. Picked everything up that could float. Put it up so it won't float. Put a few 5-gallon buckets down in here and my sprayer so they won't float away. Big 5-gallon water jugs filled up, and I keep an assortment of small 1-gallon jugs filled up all the time. I store all my jugs up there. My 1-gallon jugs full of water, and then the 5-gallon jugs I keep empty, unless, you know, of course, today, hurricane prep, I did fill them up, but I don't want to store 10 gallons of water up there on the top shelf. That wouldn't be too smart, but some 1-gallon jugs is perfect. Here's everything that was out on the front porch. Well, I guess not everything. Some things I did put in the garage. Most everything is here, especially all the little things. I didn't want to make a million trips back and forth, and they're actually a little bit safer right here than they are in the garage. I was outside for over 4 hours, guys. I'm hot. I'm tired. I need a bath, and I need to lay down a little bit, drink some water, and rest. But that is a wrap for the hurricane prep. While I was doing all my hurricane prep outside, I was also washing clothes. So all my clothes are washed. I'm gonna get them put up. I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit. I'm gonna cool off, guys. It is so hot, and I need some water and a break. Porch is so bare, guys. I feel naked without all my things hanging, my pot plants. Wow. Makes a huge difference without all that greenery here. Just feel bare. 9:20 on a Sunday evening, and Hurricane Beryl is getting closer to us. I've been trying not to like watch every forecast that's been coming in just to save my sanity. I think they're thinking landfall for the eye about 3 a.m. in the morning. So I just thought I would come out here and check things out before I get my bath and hunker down for the evening. The winds haven't even really picked up yet, but they're going to. We have some really high winds here in a little bit. The hurricane prep tips that I read was to freeze a glass of water, put a quarter on top. That way you can judge how much your freezer defrosted before the electricity came back on. You'll be able to tell by where the quarter is at in the cup. I have my large soft side Yeti out. I'm gonna put some water in there, some Cokes. I have these 2 large ice blocks that are frozen solid. I have 2, my Yeti and my Arctic cup filled up with ice, and then I have an additional bag of ice. Just want to keep me some drinks cold in case I need them. Got everything I packed in here. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. We do have the welding machine that has a generator on it. So, you know, we'll be able to keep the ice boxes going, the refrigerators going. Oh, but I'd rather be prepared and never need any of this than need it and not have it. One of the other things that I did to prepare for this storm is I went to TJ Maxx and I bought a power bank to use if the electricity goes out, and I do have it plugged in and fully charged. It's now 10 p.m. and you know, I'm fixing to try to lay down and get a little bit of sleep, but I just thought I would come back out and just see what it's doing out here. A little bit more rain, still about the same as it was, what, an hour ago or so. Not much change out here. It's like 3 a.m. Oh my goodness, the storm is crazy. Sheesh. That wind is blowing. Pretty sure this is the eye of the storm passing through now. It's like 4:30 in the morning now. Almost 7 a.m. and I did lose 1 tree in the backyard, quite a few limbs over here from this pecan tree. Lots of water, still lots and lots of wind. This has been a really bad night. I know y'all really can't see it, but this big mass right here that you see is a huge tree that is now laying across my driveway. And when it fell, it pulled my breaker box off of the side of the house. I know that because my neighbor was out in this mess earlier and he told me. Anyway, when it gets later and all this wind and storm dies down a bit, we'll put on some water boots and go outside and take a look. There's a lot of tree limbs down, lots and lots of water. My main concern though is that big tree. And if I didn't mention it, guys, about 9:45, before all this really got kicked off good, I got a stomach bug, so I've been up sick all night. I see part of my porch roof there. My water well is down, laying on its side. That tree there in the corner clipped off the end of my neighbor's little lean-to garage thing that they built. I just now saw that my water well's gone. That's not good. 9 a.m. in the morning. The winds are still really strong, guys, but I just wanted to come out and just take a look with my own eyes. I got part of my fence gone. You see all of my power line there, my weather head, the whole breaker box got tore off. The tree, lots of limbs, more limbs. Over here, my crepe myrtle's down. Quite a bit of water here on the porch. A lot of my plants are making it. Some of them have fallen over. Once the water goes down, I'll get out here and try to start clearing stuff up. I shared with y'all in the backyard that part of my porch roof is in the backyard. That's the piece that's missing. And this piece is lifting, I think, right here, to get that all put back together. Not only is my tree blocking my driveway, but my neighbor's tree is actually blocking the main road. You can see right here that that tree is just falling across the main road. There's my neighbor's yard. They got quite a bit of trees here. And then another big tree over here that's down. I guess right here. More trees. This is just carnage everywhere you look, guys. This is horrible. Once the winds die down, I'll put on some rubber boots and we'll walk to the backyard and I'll show y'all what's going on back there. That's a mess as well. This is what my whole house looks like. Just leaves. They already have crews out here clearing the road. The road I live on is a pretty main road here in our town. Sheesh. It is really getting going here. Son of a gun. Oh gosh, they did it in my ditch. That's not going to be good for drainage. Got a couple of inches of water here in the garage, nothing too bad. Spent a little bit of time just out here, guys, trying to do something. Everywhere you look is just a mess. Raked up all this, think I'm gonna put it in my trash can. It's full of ants. I got ant bites all over me. There's my weather head. My electrical box isn't even connected anymore. Got all the power lines here. The utility pole isn't even there anymore. It's underneath that tree. Power line. My apologies if this is a repeat, guys. This tree is just absolutely huge. You can see right there is the power line, and underneath here is the electrical pole. Where you see that right there, the electrical pole is somewhere close to that. Oh, geez, guys. I don't even know where to start. I really don't. I guess I shouldn't say I don't know where to start. I'm starting right here, guys. I'm going to scoop this up, put it in the trash can. Trying to do something. The whole pile picked up. Literally filled up my whole trash can. Probably tomorrow, when the water recedes some more, I can wheel this to the back burn pile and dump it. Anytime there's an event like this, I will use my trash can as a wheelbarrow. Here's the other side of that big tree that I was sharing with y'all. Right there's the power pole. It's split in half. Massive, guys. Power line down. 5:49 in the evening, and I'm just now trying to find a little bit of air conditioning, guys. Came out to the car, got me a wet rag, a cold water. I'm gonna cool off for just a little bit, and then I'm gonna get right back to it. 9 a.m. My brother's here, cutting the tree down, trying to get my driveway cleared. My brother came, cleared the driveway. It's now a Tuesday afternoon, about 1:30. Had to come inside and cool off, eat something. I'm starving. Made me a little picnic, a little ham sandwich and a Coke. I got my fan blowing on me. It's dirty. It's one I use outside. At this point, any fan will do. This evening, needed to run back into town and actually found a McDonald's that was open. So stopped in and got me a hot and spicy McChicken and a soda. Grilling strawberries.
Yeah, it's roasting.
And the loud noise is the Generac going. 4 of them going now. Those got toasted quick. That big fella, he's huge. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I went to go open up the front door. He's got a whole spider web just since we were here yesterday evening. The guys are all working to get my electrical boxes hung back on the house. Working to get the yard. My daughter flew in from out of state. While I was getting her picked up at the airport, the guys were working on getting the line cleared. The neighbors have electricity, but of course I don't because I still have this line down. But as soon as we can get reconnected, I think we can get the guys to come back and hook it up, re-pull this line. But y'all saw this tree was just huge, a huge mess, a huge tree. So yeah, we're working on it. There's the old telephone pole that was holding up my electrical line there. Got a lot done yesterday here. Not sure what day this is, guys. Day 511-90 bazillion with no AC, no air condition. But guys, we have made a huge dent in the front yard. It is looking really good. Here's the pile of trees and rubbish. Just showed up with power pole. Heck yeah. We're making progress now, baby. Our electrical pole, and we brought chicken salad sandwiches. We stopped at Costco a couple days ago and got a big thing of chicken salad. So we've been packing us a picnic each day. So exciting, guys. Watching that pole go in. Oh my goodness. Everybody around me already got electricity. whole set. They use a foam mixture, I guess. The red cap, the blue cap here, and then this little box of stuff. And it makes the foam, and it has a setup time of 5 minutes. Now they got a super sack. I'm not sure what's in the super sack, but they're just gonna fill that hole in I just shared with y'all. Seems like it must be like a rock mixture that they're dumping in there. Then they have this little machine that they run, like tampers it down. Bucket truck guys are here now so they can get up there and rehang the power lines. Attach it to the house now. Every second we're getting closer and closer to electricity in the house. Electricity went out Monday and it is now a Saturday. They got a second crew out there on the road. They got the house hooked up, the lines pulled. Saturday's coming to an end. It's day 6 after the hurricane. The whole front yard has now been cleaned. We have burn piles here, here, and right there. And the ditch is full, but the yard's clean. Only thing we have left to do here in the front yard is the fence. Other than that, everything's done, cleaned up. The porches still need to be put back together and all that, but front yard is complete. My ditch. Here's my neighbor's ditch, which probably about 3/4 of that ditch is from that big tree. Some of my ditch is from the neighbor's tree. You can see back over here, that tree fell across the road, so a lot of that burn pile is from that tree. Here's one of the burn piles I was telling y'all about, that when we catch the stump on fire, then you know, it has some way to keep burning. That's why we made these, they're stumps that need to be burned out. We also got to do something with all this dirt, mud. I think the neighbor will probably put it here in this ditch, I would think. Anyway, that's from where they drilled the new power pole. And there's the other end of the power pole. That was all, that power pole was all in the ground. That's how much is down in the ground that you don't even see, because it like sheared off at the ground right here. That end is what was up out of the dirt, and that rest of it was below ground. There's that rocky pebble stuff that they were getting out of that super sack that I shared with you a little bit earlier in this video. Today's now Sunday, so day 7. We finally came to a restaurant and got some food. I got cheese enchiladas, rice and beans, crisp Coke. We were starving, absolutely starving. Spent time demoing the old fence. Mosquitoes are absolutely horrible. She got quite a lot today done. For supper, I stopped in at Church's Chicken and picked me up some supper. Got me a crisp Coke, some jalapenos. Went ahead and got a 3-piece. Usually I get a 2-piece, but feeling a little hungry. Got some french fries on the side and a honey biscuit. Church's is actually my favorite chicken. The Churches in my area had closed down for a period of time, but they finally reopened the one in Freeport, and I'm excited to get some of my favorite chicken. Chit chat time. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I did write down some of my talking points. So if you see me looking down, it's so that I stay on track and don't get too far off in the weeds. So I started off the video, of course, mowing and just prepping my home for the possibility of the hurricane. So they originally told us the hurricane was going to go down more southern, towards Mexico, and we would still be on the dirty side, but not take a more direct hit. That hurricane bounced up, and we took a pretty direct hit from the hurricane, and it's just a lot of devastation here in our area. I started out that night on Sunday evening. The hurricane was supposed to blow in. The eye of the hurricane would have been in our area by 3 a.m. on Monday. I got sick, guys. I had made me a Totino's pizza. I ate some of it, and then I came back and ate some more before I took my shower so I could take my shower and brush my teeth. So I ate, and it just didn't sit right. And so I spent the night in the restroom throwing up. I know it's graphic, but it's the truth. I just threw up until I didn't have anything left in my stomach. And then I was over it. So I don't know. The Totino's pizza just didn't sit right. And so while the hurricane was blowing outside, I was in the bathroom blowing. Anyway, electricity, I think the actual hurricane blowing in, it didn't really like scare me. It didn't really bother me. Like I don't know. I wasn't scared of the hurricane. I felt good about it going in. I was prepared. I wasn't prepared for the damage that was going to ensue for it. After the hurricane, we lost electricity Monday morning about 4 a.m. and was without electricity for 6 days. And that wasn't fun. That was not fun because it is so hot. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. It is so hot, and there was so much that needed to be done outside, and it was wet, and we were muddy and so hot. There was nowhere to cool off. It's just miserable, absolutely miserable. So like I say, we lost electricity about 4 a.m. So as soon as daylight broke, the neighbor started up the 2 generators. He ran an extension cord over here for me. We got my refrigerator plugged in. And so I didn't lose any food in the fridge or the freezer. With him bringing that extension cord over here, I was able to hook up a fan, which helped, just even though it was just blowing, no cold air. But having the fan blowing across you really helps, especially when you're hot and sweaty. It still will keep you a little cool. And then I was able to keep my phone charged. We never lost cell phone reception, not in our town. Now my niece lives in a town over, and they had no cell phone reception. Like, you couldn't even send a text, just a normal hello, hi, how are you doing text. She couldn't get it, but we could hear. It's weird. And we're just one town over, and like when I would drive to her house, the closer I would get to turn onto the road to go to her town, no signal, none. Craziness. So day 3 here with no electricity, I ended up going to my niece's, which is a life-saving godsend. She actually has an inline Generac on her house, and so although I gave up my internet, like my cell phone connection, I gained a place to cool off and a shower and a nice bed to sleep in, and so that was good. Her husband barbecued for us 2 nights in a row. I think I included a little footage of him like toasting those strawberries. It was actually strawberries with like the marshmallow fluff on them, and you toast them. They were good. And then we also did the where you take the marshmallow fluff and you put it in the inside of a cup, and then you pour the Coke in it. That one's on TikTok. Anyway, that was a good one too. We did those 2 little taste tests the same night. So that was fun. Yeah, we did that. I spent 3 nights at her house. My daughter was there with me 2 of those nights. I actually went and got her from the airport, and she got here just in time to help with the cleanup. And she has been awesome. She's been helping me to get everything cleaned up around here. Like I said earlier in the intro to this, so many emotions like you're praying and you're having faith and you're going through all this. And I think that every time that I was just on the verge of just breaking down, something big would happen, like something good. If you can imagine just waking up out of, and going outside for the first time after a hurricane, and this huge tree, guys. I don't know how old the tree is. This house was built in 1946. It was a sweet gum tree. I don't know if it was here or if my grandparents, planted it. We've been here for 26 years that I've owned this house. That tree was huge and is laying across the driveway. My car's blocked in. I couldn't even get out of here if I wanted to, because you can't drive through the yard. It's 4 inches of water out there. It would have sunk to the axle. And so I'm just doing whatever I can. That evening my brother shows up, and the next morning he came back with his big chainsaw and his tractor and started cutting on that tree and cut it so I could get out of the driveway. So many instances, guys. I wrote some down. I went to go get my daughter from the airport, and I came home, and her dad and her brother were cutting up the other side of the tree. We need to clear the other side of the tree. My brother cut me out of the driveway, but now the rest of the tree was over the electrical wires, so we needed to get all that moved. That way, when the linemen were ready to reconnect my house, we would be ready to go. So all that needed to be cleared off of the electrical lines for the linemen. They were clearing that. They were cutting it up and clearing that when I got back from picking up my daughter at the airport. When the main house breaker box and the electrical meter, the circle part where it's like the smart meter, all that is what was pulled off. The weatherhead and everything pulled off my house. So that meant I needed to find an electrician that wasn't already bowed up. They could come over here and reconnect all that. Well, my brother is an electrician, but he's not licensed to do residential. And so he came back and helped the girl's dad disconnect it from the electrical line. Of course, it's all dead. There's no electricity going there. Nobody was in, harm's way or anything. Disconnected it like it was all still intact. It had just pulled off the house. So we're able to pick it all up. The guys were, I think I included a clip. There was 3 of them there. My brother, his friend, and the girl's dad were able to pick it all back up and mount it back on the house. So I didn't need an electrician. I had already spoken to an electrician. He didn't know when he could come back, when he could show up to help. We need to have that back on the wall before the linemen. I mean, just blessing after blessing after blessing. The water well in the back, I showed y'all a picture of it, is just flat. All the plumbing, the tank, everything was laying on the ground. I called the water well people. They came. I wasn't even here when they came. I didn't even know they had been here. I came that morning and unlocked the breaker box in the house in case they wanted to turn off that breaker before they started messing with the water well. And by the time the girl's dad had gotten home that evening, they had already plumbed it, set it up, and got it all connected. I wasn't even here. I didn't even get a text from them saying they had been here. Okay, I was telling y'all about the meter box. So there's the breaker box, and then there's a meter socket where that round piece, the smart meter from the electrical company comes. Well, that box is your responsibility, like my responsibility. I have to replace that. So I thought I needed a new one of those meter sockets. So I had already went to all the hardware stores. Nobody had it. Well, when I came home, I started looking. I realized that just the piece that had sheared off the top of it. So it's the box, and then there's this little flat piece with a screw fitting on the top. Where the flat piece comes up into the screw fitting is sheared off. So I was able to go back to Lowe's and buy just that piece. It was like 10 bucks rather than the whole meter socket. Another blessing. They were able to put that on when they put it on the house. So I didn't have to buy that. Me and my daughter, after I picked her up from the airport, right, I told y'all the girl's dad and their brother was in the front yard chopping up that tree, but they didn't haul it off. So the next day we were there in the front yard hauling all that, which is a short distance because everything got put in the ditch. A guy, older man from a couple of roads over, was driving on his golf cart. He's pulled up and said, hey, would y'all like me to chop those pieces into smaller ones? Guys, he went through the yard. I bet he was here 10 minutes, if that. And he went through the whole yard real quick and just like cut all those big limbs in half or in, 3 pieces so that we could handle them and get them on to the pile. Like, that was huge. It wasn't even like a whole lot that he did, but it was. Like, to him, he wasn't here 10 minutes. But what he did for us was just amazing. And then, so we cleared the front yard. We got it all cleaned up. I shared that with y'all. And then the next day, which was Sunday, so today's Wednesday, but on Sunday, we're going to do the backyard. And my daughter had been at her 2 friends' house, and they said, we're going to come help y'all. And so they showed up, and we got the whole backyard cleaned up. What we could, they helped. That was awesome. They were here for 2 hours. Those 2 hours, we were able to get everything done back there that we could do. And that was a blessing. If you have 2 people, but now we had 4 people working in an area and we were able to get it done. I mean, it would have took us probably longer than 4 hours to do what we did in 2. So that was a blessing too. And then when I say we got everything cleared, like we got everything cleared that we could. So there's still a lot of limbs in the backyard that are still attached but dead and hanging. So we can't get those. Somebody with the pole saw will have to come and cut those down. We still have 2 huge trees in the backyard that are going to need to be cut up and burnt, moved. I don't know what. The porch, part of the roof is missing on the porch. And I haven't been able to get my plants put back. The mosquitoes are absolutely horrible. I just went out to take out the trash and I filmed that clip of the fence that my daughter worked on today, and the mosquitoes were swarming. They bite my elbows. You see all the bites on my elbows, and then they bite on the back of my knees. And absolutely horrible. But my daughter did work on the fence today. When the mosquitoes calm down, I guess I'll be able to put my porch back together somewhat, until they get the roof put back on it. But guys, it was overwhelming, like the worst ever. But then you're blessed, and every time that I thought I could move forward, another blessing came my way, and I persevered, and we were able to get it done. It's not perfect, but it's done. Like, the yard's cleared. I had people to help me. I still have people helping me. All right, I'm back. I didn't want to get emotional. I kind of felt like I was going to get emotional, but I knew I wanted to write everything down in case I did get emotional and I forgot what I was trying to say. But I just wanted to say, I serve a mighty God, a right on time God. And he knew when I was going to lose it, when I was so upset, and he would send a blessing my way. And he was with me every step of the way. And he still is. So I'm in the video here, and I'm sure along the way, these next couple of weeks, there'll still be some footage of me working outside, getting things done. I appreciate you tuning in for this video and watching it. I've just had a Temu haul that I just did. I did a, oh gosh, a video with a bunch of different stores. I can't think, guys. I got too upset. So that video, I just did a Talk Trash With Me video where I went through all the trash that I've been using the past couple of months, like all the products that I remember to save. So that video's out there. So if you haven't had a chance, go check those out. I did a Shein haul, a Temu haul, that one haul is like Ross, TJ Maxx, online, Bobble Bar, CVS. It's got a bunch of stores in it, and then the Talk Trash video. So those videos, those items I already had here in the house. I really haven't been shopping. I did go to Ross the other day. We did get out of the house and go to Ross, and just to get something else on our mind. But I don't know how this next week's videos are gonna go. I do have some shorts already on my phone, so I will be doing the shorts, the TikToks, the reels, whatever you want to call them. Those will be coming out, but eventually we'll get back on track. I'll get back to a regular filming. I've been working in my living room, doing a refresh in there. I've been working here in my bedroom, so I have a James Avery video, clips that need to be put together, the living room, the bedroom, but I don't know when those will be coming out, but we're gonna get back on track, but it's gonna take me a week or two, so stick with me, and that's it, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, spending a little bit of time with me, I know this video did get a little emotional. I kind of figured it would. I wanted to share our experience with you, a few hurricane tips and prep things that I did. I wanted to share those with you as well. But if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Become part of my friends here on YouTube. And I will see each of you in my next video. Bye, guys.